Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Finally, after a really long time, I get to show you guys and give you guys a quick tour of my setup. So, if you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video and share it with your friends. Without further ado, let's get straight into the tour. Alright, so as you guys can see right here, I've got my microphone plugged into my PC and this is what I'm using to record my sound. So it's going to be quite difficult for me to move my microphone and the camera at the same time while showing you guys a few bits. But let's get started with the chair. Back in the day, I did use a raised chair, I think they're called, which in my opinion they were quite terrible because the back is curved. I mean, give you that sort of like an arched back, you look like a homeless person, which I absolutely hated. It gave me backaches after a long sit. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. The only comfortable thing about it was actually the seat itself. That was only the best bit. Other than that, it was absolute garbage. However, this chair, this is an office chair. This is what I currently use, and this is what I actually recommend. It's absolutely phenomenal. Very comfortable. It's got a nice back support for a good posture. All that headrest and all that blah blah blah. All that thingy. It's not a $399 chair, but I think it cost me about $180. I'll try to leave a link in the description if I find it again on the internet. But yeah, this is the chair. That's how it looks from behind. And yeah, this and that, blah, blah, blah. That's the front. And yeah, goodbye chair. Alright, next thing we're going to talk about are the computers themselves. As you guys can see, I've got two monitors on my desk. It may look like a dual monitor setup for you, but it's actually a two single monitor setup. Because basically I have one PC hooked into a monitor and I have another PC hooked into the other monitor. This is a streaming PC and we'll talk about that later on. So let's start with the streaming PC. This is pretty much what I look at whenever I'm streaming. I have the follower subscriber field right here. For some reason I have my YouTube subscribed. That shouldn't be there anyway. I also have my OBS open to look at my scenes, change my scenes if I want, monitor my volume input and the PC volume input. Next is the chat. I have that open in a quite decent size. And below that I have my Discord open so I can see if I'm muted or not muted basically. Let's talk about the peripherals for this PC. I've got, I think there's a Logitech C920 webcam. It's a 1080p, runs at 30 frames a second. Moving on, I have this connected to it. A wireless Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, which I use for the streaming PC as I said. Quite handy little thing. Let's talk about what's inside the case. This case is a quite old case I used to have for my previous PCs. Inside, there is an i7 4770K. Where there is also a GTX 970, 16 gigabytes of RAM, DDR3. You know, you have the SSD and the hard drive and all that, blah blah blah. And I think it has an HATI for the water cooling for the CPU, which is not the best but not the worst. Certainly something not bad for the kind of processor that's in there. Right, before I move across to this PC right here, I want to talk about this light that I have here. It's an LED light that I purchased from Amazon. One of the best purchases if I'm honest with you guys, which I have basically mounted on the monitor mounter. Quite a handy thing. The way this works, if I just put my microphone down and show you guys real quickly. I've got that switch right there which basically turns it on and off, and I've got two different levels for it. So this is off. I could turn it on cold light and a warm light. I usually use a warm light as I find it quite easy to the eye and more comfortable for myself. But yeah, whatever. Let's move to the main PC. Let's talk about the monitor. This is a 24-inch, I think it's an Asus 3D monitor, which runs at 144 Hz in 1 millisecond response. A very good monitor, and honestly do recommend a 1 millisecond monitor if you guys want to pick up one. It's not the best quality compared to this one right here because this is an IPS, but this does a really good job. Let's talk about the peripherals. I've got a Logitech G810 keyboard. This keyboard, the reason why I use it, it's not mechanical, I don't think it is, but the reason I use it because it has that, you know, pause and play button for the music, and it's a Logitech, so I don't need extra programs to run my peripherals or whatever. It's just less headache. Next is the mouse. I have a Logitech G703 wireless mouse. It runs at 400 DPI. I think I'll leave you guys some of the details in the description. This is one of my headsets. I think it's a G533. This is the boom arm, which where this mounts. This is the RØDE NT USB microphone. Really good microphone for my streaming PC. Next, let's talk about there's other headphones here. I think this is G633, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. I use this whenever I'm not playing games, whenever I'm not streaming, listen to music or playing casual game, anything like that. I use this because it's not wireless and it's not bad. I could increase the bitrate slightly a little bit and get a better sound quality. One more thing I want to mention is that this mat over here is I think a G620, a large mouse pad by Logitech, of course. But yeah, I'll leave the details in the description if you guys want to have any look at that. Now let's move on to my main PC. This is what I use from all my work, all my gaming, everything I want to do basically gets done on this PC here. It has an i7 7700K, GTX 1080 Ti, Strix edition Asus. I have an Asus motherboard, not entirely sure which one it is. I've got 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 RAM. I've got Samsung SSD, yeah, 500 gigabytes. What else do I need to mention in there? Water cooler I use right now. It's a Corsair H150 Pro, I think that's it. It's a really good water cooler, extremely quiet and extremely cool. The case itself, let's talk about the case. It's the NZXT case, 3 fans at the front mounted inside, of course, which take air in, and I've got 3 at the top mounted on the radiator, which takes the air out, and I've got 1 at the back right there, takes the air out as well. Moving across, let's talk about the cable management, which I didn't do a really good job in, but I tried my best. You know, all I did is pretty much grouped up the cables that go across for my other PC, let's say capture card and anything like that, HDMI on the sound card and the microphone. Then I grouped up the cables that go up to my monitor and keyboard and mouse. It is a wireless mouse, but I do have the sensor at the back here. Quite a handy thing, so I can just take it out and then recharge my mouse. Pretty decent. Right, I hope I've given you guys enough information about this setup, and I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, please do leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy.